9 to 5 jobs are a lie, and here is why. Everyone, this old saying, a 9 to 5, right? That's a regular job. That's what most people, if you have to take an average of most people, that's probably the hours they work. Especially if you have a very white collar or office job, like an accountant or anything like that. It's usually going to be a 9 to 5, something very similar to that. And due to recent events in my life, I have to work more at my job to keep up with other expenses. And I've had longer shifts. I've had more of those 9 to 5 shifts at my job, right? And the other day, I did have a 9 to 5. It was actually a 9 to 5:30. But for the sake of the argument, let's just say this was a 9 to 5, right? So I have to get up at 7:30, right? That gives me time to get up, shower, get ready, eat, anything like that, and also to commute to work. I don't live too far away from work, especially now, but I know for a lot of people too, especially if you're living in a bigger city, that commuting to work can take as long as an hour, right? So I have to wake up at 7:30, and the whole time is basically committed to getting ready and going to work, right? So I get up at 7:30. I get up, get ready, eat, shower, go to work. 9 o'clock, punch in, start my shift. And in this particular day, I had to stay an extra 30 minutes. I don't know how often that is in other jobs, but so I stayed, and my shift was 5:30, right? So I had to stay 5:30, 6. I had to stay till 6 o'clock, right? Till 6. I had to go get some groceries after because I'm out and about. I'm near the grocery store where I work, and by the time I get home, it was 7 o'clock, right? And when I get home, I am tired from working all day, obviously, and I don't really have time to do anything else. I just sit there, I relax for a bit, get on YouTube, do that for 30 minutes or so just to relax, right? Then I make my dinner, I eat, I go to sleep, and next day is basically the same thing for most people who work a 9 to 5 job, right? So the reason I say a 9 to 5 is a lie is because you're putting way more effort and more time into that 9 to 5 job than just 8 hours a day, right? 9 to 5 is 8 hours, and you're working for that long, right? You're punching in for 8 hours a day, right? But if you think about it, because in my scenario, I had to get up. My shift was 9 to 5:30. I had to get up at 7:30, right? Get ready, go to work, and then I didn't get home till about 7:30. If you're counting the time just to relax for a bit, just 30 minutes of relaxation after working all day. So if you take it, I woke up at 7:30, got home and relaxed 7:30. By the time that was that, and I recovered from work, right? That took up 12 hours of my day, right? The shift was 9 to 5, right? Or in my case, 9 to 5:30. But because of staying longer, commuting, getting groceries after, it wasn't until 7:30 where I was like, okay, done. That's 12 hours every day. That's not only 8 hours every day. People say 9 to 5, it's only a third of your day. I would say it's more like half of your day is dedicated to working because you have to commute, you have to get ready, you have to prepare yourself, you have to rest after work a little bit, right? All that is necessary because of your job. And although you're not working those hours, you're not working when you're getting up early to get ready and when you're commuting, you're not doing that, right? But they're still committed to your job. And so your job is taking that time away from you. Because if you didn't have the 9 to 5 job, you wouldn't be getting up and commuting. You wouldn't be getting up and eating so early. You wouldn't be getting back home and resting for at least 30 minutes just to calm down, right? Just to relax after a hard day, right? So the 9 to 5 is a lie. And the 9 to 5 is not necessarily a bad thing. I don't want to make it sound like we don't need them at all because obviously most people need to work that, right? And there's a lot of people who are happy doing a 9 to 5. My dad, bless him, he worked a normal job like most people, teacher, management in retail. There was times he would work 3 jobs at a time. For most of my life, I can remember he was working at least 2 jobs, sometimes 3, to take care of us because we had a large family, and times were hard, right? So for my dad, it was even worse. For me, I'm going down that path. the conventional, right? And I don't think it's really for me personally, and I want you to consider if it's really for you. So, as obviously, as far as if a 9 to 5 is for you, I just want you to consider that it's really not 9 to 5 and you're putting even more time into that. But also that it can be for you. And I don't want you to think, oh, 9 to 5 is not for me, screw it, just because you're lazy. I don't want you to ditch it completely. But I do want you to consider that if you want to really consider if a 9 to 5 job is for you, you need to consider that it's not only 8 hours you're spending to that job. It is more like 12. It's more like half your day. It's more like half your life you're going to be committed to work. And again, some people can do it. Some people are completely fine doing that. For someone like me, my head, and there's part of me that truly believes that I can make this channel a thing. It makes me think that I can be an entrepreneur. So as long as that fight and that not giving up is in my head, I'm never going to be satisfied with 9 to 5 because I know I can do better, right? That's me. It might not be the case for you. You might be completely content working a 9 to 5, making 40 grand a year, providing for your wife and maybe a couple of kids. You can do it. In today's economy, you probably need a little more, but we're not going to get all political, right? A lot of people can do it. Back in the 1950s, 60s, a lot of white collar or blue collar men would go out 9 to 5, even more, come back home, sit down, eat, spend time with his family, go to sleep, and they were completely fine. You can do that. I'm not saying that everyone can't do a 9 to 5. I'm just saying, for me personally, I don't think it's for me. And also, if you're considering a 9 to 5, just be aware that it is going to take up more of your time. The 9 to 5 is a lie. It's more like half of your day is committed to work, right? And I guess that's it for this video. Please let me know what you think. Give it some thought to whether a 9 to 5 is really for you. If it's not, and then let me know down in the comments what you've decided. If you disagree with me, please let me know down below. If you agree with me, let me know down below. Any love, hate, let me know. I really appreciate it. And I usually do that at the beginning of videos where I'm going through stuff in my apartment because I did move to a new place if you didn't realize. So I just realized I have a bunch of junk that I hold on to and I'm trying to get rid of it. So I think a cool way to do it is like something I've been holding on to for a long time. I'm going to show it in a video. So at least I have it on video where it's like I always be able to remember it, right? And I didn't show this at the beginning of the video because I'm not sure what the rules are. And YouTube, please do not get mad at me if this is illegal or incorrect. But I didn't know what the rules were on guns, right? This isn't a gun. It looks like it because I put tape around it. It's an airsoft gun, right? So it's not a real gun. It's an airsoft gun. I made this, who knows, when I first moved out of my parents' house. And I used it thinking it would be like, oh, if someone comes in, I'm going to use this as a decoy, thinking someone's going to think, oh, this is a real gun, right? I put the airsoft pellets in here, thinking it would weigh it down and make it more realistic. Turns out it just makes it seem fake now, because from the distance, you might not know this is not a real gun. But when you move it and you hear it, obviously it's not. So I did mess up on my part. I could have done a better job with the tape. It's not terrible though. And like I said, it was more of my gimmick gun, just to scare someone off, maybe. The trigger is glued on. I just broke it. But anyway, I was throwing this away anyway, so I just wanted to show it. I'm gonna be doing that in a lot of my videos, more of the good and bad series where I'm just talking about my life anyway. So the more personal ones, I'm showing objects like this that I'm gonna throw away finally. Anyways, been your boy Hercules. If you stay for that, I appreciate it. Peace, and I'll see you on the next video.